Which then leads to the following question, and it's not a particularly fun question, but it is one that we need to answer, which is GTR 2 still worth it today? Now, for some people it might be, especially when it comes onto the Steam sale and then it's only £1 or £2. But for a lot of people, it won't be. And here's why. A lot of what GTR 2 has, you can get in other more modern sims, either through mods or through base game content. For example, the Maserati MC12 was included in Assetto Corsa, and a lot of the other cars you'll find are also included in Assetto Corsa as mods. Now, some of them, they are harder to find. The BMW Z, for example, is very hard to find in sim racing, compared to, say, the M3 GTR. But it's up to you to decide whether or not it's worth then getting GTR 2 for that. For me, I put it in a similar camp to Race 07. And in fact, in the case of Race 07, there are some DLCs that do what I would want from GTR 2. But it's also where I can recognise both the things that Race 07 doesn't have, the GTR 2 does, and also empathise with people who love GTR 2 through my love of Race 07. One of my favourite mods for Race 07 is the BTCT mod. It is the BTCC cars that featured in the original TOCA Race Driver. In addition to that, however, there are so many other BTCC mods that aren't in other sim racing games that you can find in Race 07. GTR 2 has a similar thing. Heck, like I said earlier, some of the stuff that's in Race 07 got ported over to GTR 2 because they run the same engine. And in addition to all of that, a lot of the modders who modded for GTR 2 also modded for Race 07. You look at the leading mod that you have for GTR 2, the anniversary kind of update edition. Some of the names on there are people like Anders FFC who make the mod that I love in Race 07. So part of it is semantic for me. Part of it is that these are great games and they're still fun to play. But part of it also comes from this, I don't know what the best way to describe it is. More of a kind of realist perspective, but also a sort of more glum and downbeat perspective, which is a lot of the stuff that I enjoy about these games are already in other games. And in those other games, even if they're not official content, they're done better. A lot of what I like about Race 07 is in the Race from Racing experience. A lot of what I like in GTR 2 is in AC, ACC, or LMU.